Today I'm taking a look back at the 1991 thriller The Silence of the Lambs. The film follows FBI trainee Clarice Starling as she enlists the help of the imprisoned cannibal Dr. Hannibal Lecter to hunt down an elusive serial killer, Buffalo Bill. Upon rewatching this classic, I've come to the conclusion that most are missing the true monster lurking in this film, which is of course, the United States federal government. A vast, sprawling entity that drapes itself over the land, sinking its claws into every aspect of our lives, slowly draining away the very freedoms it claims to protect. If that's not a monster, then I don't know what is. And in The Silence of the Lambs, we see it at its most insidious. In the film, Clarice Starling, played by known lesbian Jodie Foster, is painted as the hero, but really, she's just another victim of federal overreach, manipulated into doing the dirty work of her superiors. They feed her to Hannibal Lecter, not for some noble cause, but because the government knows how to use people. On the other hand, there's Hannibal Lecter, played by the incomparable Anthony Hopkins. Lecter knows better than anyone that true freedom only comes by slipping out of the iron grip of the state. And as the film unfolds, his escape is a true moment of triumph, not only for him, but for everyone who's ever felt the crushing weight of government oppression and tyrannical overreach. Then there's Buffalo Bill, the supposed villain. Yes, he's a monster, but look deeper. Who made him that way? Who turned him into this desperate, broken individual? It wasn't random. It was the result of a system that failed him, a system that breaks people down, strips them of their identity, and leaves them clawing for some semblance of control. Bill's actions, while brutal, are a tragic response to the suffocating constraints imposed by the very government that hunts him. He's not just murdering fat chicks to make a suit out of their skin. He's trying to take back power. His violence is the natural conclusion of a society manipulated by bureaucracy, a system that demands conformity, then punishes you when you try to break free. Of course, none of this is to suggest that Buffalo Bill's actions are excusable. No, they're horrifying. But the film, whether intentionally or not, asks us to examine the roots of such horror. It's a reflection of a society that creates monsters, then acts shocked when they lash out. Buffalo Bill is a product of the same machinery that churns out bureaucrats, telemarketers, corporate drones, and yes, even film critics. The machinery doesn't care if you're sewing a skin suit in your basement or filing TPS reports. It's all about control, about shaping you into a cog that fits neatly into the larger mechanism. In the end, The Silence of the Lambs is less a thriller and more a cautionary tale. It warns us about the dangers of an unchecked federal government, one that claims to protect but, in reality, destroys lives in its insatiable thirst for control. Buffalo Bill may be the villain we're supposed to fear, but it's the federal government, the faceless, remorseless system that's the real horror. Anyway, I'm Glenn Tubman, and I'll see you at the cinema.